Hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of Special Education Dispute Resolution. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with everyone you know so that we can all grow together. This episode is going to do a deep dive into the state complaint process. Have you heard of a state complaint? There's a lot of people that have never heard of this. They don't even know it exists. Maybe they've heard of due process or mediation, but they didn't even know that the state complaint existed. So we're going to talk about it. This is filed with the State Education Agency, the SEA, in your state. The SEA is tasked with investigating the complaint that you file. There's typically a 60-day timeline to this. It can be adjusted for various reasons, but typically the timeline for a final decision in a state complaint is going to come faster than if you're in due process. Another key difference in the state complaint is that it is not appealable to a court with jurisdiction. No court has jurisdiction. It is the final say. The SEA has the final say in a state complaint. No appeal. So what happens is, once the SEA receives the state complaint, they open the investigation process. They will send a letter to the parties stating, these are the issues that we perceive from this complaint. If this is not correct, please notify us within a certain number of days. We're going to request data from the LEA, the local education agency, based on what we deem necessary to investigate this complaint. And then the LEA has the opportunity to submit that data. The LEA also has the opportunity to submit the response to the issues that the complainant has presented. Then there's an investigation. The SEA is tasked with identifying what evidence would go up with these issues. Does that make sense? They look at it like a fact finder and say, okay, we see that this IEP says this. The complainant says this was not implemented. So we're going to ask the LEA, show us evidence that you did in fact implement this. That kind of thing. So you have more control in the state complaint process than you do in due process, and here's why. Due process is very rigid. It is testimony under oath with the court reporter. It is appealable to court, so it has to meet certain parameters, certain requirements. When you file a state complaint, there is no testimony. There's no testimony under oath, anything of that nature. You submit what you want the SEA to consider. The SEA will interview you. It will most likely be a phone call. So it's not threatening. We're going to ask you questions. We may email you some questions. Either way, it's not testimony under oath, and so it's not that negative feeling that you get when you're so involved in the due process hearing and it's very formal. So some people like the state complaint process better. Other people like that rigidity of the due process hearing. That's something for you to consider. So as we learn more about these 4 avenues of dispute resolution under IDEA Part B, keep considering, go back to the other videos, keep comparing, keep asking questions. So what are your experiences with the state complaint? Have you filed a state complaint? Do you know someone who has filed a state complaint? Did you even know the state complaint existed? Make a comment. Tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what you want to know more about. Tell me what you know. Tell me something that I can learn from. Let's all grow together. Thank you and take care.